Yeah, you right. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X, drinking, it looks like something from Starbucks. That little can was probably like $5. How much, Mario?
It's actually like $3.
It's about 8 ounces, maybe?
Yeah, it's like a half a cup of coffee. You know?
Yep.
It's 3:00 or it's 4:05. If I get a big one, it might be too much.
Now, they sell that only at Starbucks? You can get that anywhere?
No, it's at Racetrack.
Oh, it's at Racetrack?
Yeah, Racetrack, yeah.
Wow. What is it?
It is espresso. It's a premium espresso beverage. That's what it says.
It's cold?
It's cold.
There you go.
It's cold.
And Mario Brothers wearing his LSU stuff. We'll talk about that later in the program. His shirt du jour coming up later. Thanks for joining us on this wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Every day, 2 big hours coming your way, 4 to 6 o'clock. Your radio drive time home in Metro New Orleans. Got you covered on a few stations via radio. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM, 93.9. We're on the other end of the FM dial as well, 107.9 FM, 107.9 FM, 1560 AM, and this sneaky little powerful AM signal, 600 AM, goes pretty much from like Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida. Pretty impressive. You can check us out on television, Cox Channel 4, starting weekday afternoons at 4. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, wherever Cox Television is in Louisiana, I'm there at 4 o'clock. The old charter system, Spectrum Channel 333, you can check me out there weekday afternoons at 4 o'clock. That would be in places like Slidell, Covington, Mandeville, Cheyenne, Gallagher's 527 country. How about Strawberry Country, Hammond? I had some of those beauties last night and today. Local strawberries, yummy. Houma, Thibodaux, down in the river parishes. Opelousas over by Lafayette. Yes, Spectrum Channel 333. And, of course, social media. You can check us out anywhere. You got a smartphone, tablet, pad, computer, social media like Twitter, a.k.a. X, 4 to 6 o'clock live on X. Follow me at Corey Johnson on Twitter. Corey spelled Kaare. And I'm on YouTube every afternoon live, 4 to 6 o'clock. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost a thing. You can check out short clips on Twitter, on YouTube, also Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And the podcast on Spotify starting at 6 o'clock. Tired after rattling all that off, Mario Brothers. You can find all of that CoreyTalks.com via our website, CoreyTalks.com. Hey, the 4 o'clock hour this afternoon brought to you by Kiefer and Kiefer Law Firm, attorneys at law. Kiefer and Kiefer, a family-owned law firm for decades. You have a legal issue, you need real help. Kiefer and Kiefer's the place. Nat Kiefer Sr., the senator, started it. His son joined up a couple of years out of law school. Now, Nat Kiefer Jr.'s daughter, Megan, part of the firm, a big part of the firm. KieferandKiefer.com, 4 o'clock hour, brought to you by Kiefer and Kiefer. on this wide open Wednesday. Buford Jordan's going to join us live in studio right in this spot coming up in just a few minutes. You can join us right now, 766-9480. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Love to hear from you. Phone lines are always open. We don't screen calls, and we don't cut you off if we disagree. Uh-oh. We already have a phone caller. I was going to get into this Senate race and set up the program, but let's see what Steve in Marrero on the Best Bank's got for us. What you say, Steve?
Hey, Corey, how are you today?
Doing well, man. What's happening in Marrero, brah?
I want to complain about something I'm sure 90% of the public will agree with me.
All right. That's what Wide Open Wednesday is all about. Something I'm missing, not talking about enough. What do you want to complain about that 90% of the public's going to agree with you?
It's all those nuisance phone calls trying to sell you more Medicare and all that other junk. I get at least 20 calls a day, and I tell them people all kind of weird stuff, and they still call me.
Do you have a landline still, or it's your cellular device?
No, it's a landline.
Wow, you still got the landline. Wow.
Yep.
Now, Steve, I'm guessing you're over 65?
Yeah, I'm 74.
Yeah, I mean, that just makes sense. Those, it's all computer driven now. Is it a live person or it's automated?
It's live.
Yeah, they've just got your number and everybody else. You must have, some part of your life a month ago, 6 months ago, 6 years ago, looked into Medicare, Medicaid, something, and then they quote, gotcha. And they call you. I mean, I remember a few years ago, I was trying to redo a mortgage on my house or something. And for about 6 months, and this is on my cell phone, just constant bombardment about mortgages and loans and stuff like that. Just endless.
Do you know of any way to stop it?
That's a good question, man. I mean, what do you have, AT&T, your landline?
Yeah. No, we got Cox Cable.
Yeah, Cox. There you go. Even better. I would call Cox. What is it, 304-8444?
Yeah, I called them the other day.
And you tell them what the deal is, and what did they say? They can't do anything?
I talked to a person that spoke perfect English, and they put me off on somebody that barely spoke English. I didn't understand half of what the woman was saying. Yeah,
well, maybe call back, and see what they can do. I think they can block those calls, possibly. It is irritating, and you're right. Maybe 99% of the population wants to have nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Hey, you got that chair sitting there for guests, but I don't ever see anybody sitting in it.
Yeah, I know. Today, Buford Jordan's going to sit in that chair. You're right. I need to get more guests in studio. I often give them the option. You can come in studio or call in, and they always call in. I should just say you have to come in studio maybe, huh?
Yeah, you could try that.
Yep. Yeah, Steve, 2 things I would do. 1, call Cox and try to get it blocked. Or 2, flip the script. If you got 5 or 10 minutes, just start talking about your cat. He's in the tree, and he's such a beautiful cat. And
when you talk, if you say something that they don't want to hear, they hang up on
there you go. Start talking about the cat. Get rid of him. Just say, man, this old chair I'm thinking about getting a new chair. You think I should keep my old chair? Get a new chair. Just talk about something ridiculous and arbitrary. Boy, I don't have enough mustard in the fridge. I may have to go get some more mustard from the grocery. Just anything,
Yeah, but that's after they ring the phone and disturb me.
Yeah, no, that's true. Obviously, you'd rather have it blocked.
I can't hear what they're saying. I watch YouTube a lot and play a lot of music off of YouTube.
Yep.
And they call it, and I miss half of the song.
Yep. I hear you. No, I agree with you, Steve. You're right on the money. Steve, take it light in Marrero.
Okay. Nice talking to you. Have a good day.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks for the call. Thanks for watching us on Cox Channel 4 television, Steve. By the way, we'll be rolling. We usually go till 5:30 on TV. We'll be going till 6 o'clock starting on Monday, Steve. So you can check out the whole 2-hour program on Cox Channel 4. Yeah, the number over there is 304-8444, area code 504 over there at Cox. Hey, even though Lent is going on, yeah, you got to get rid of that, Mario. That thing keeps popping up all the time. It's aggravating. No, make it go away forever.
to do that, we got to do the update. And honestly, I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, do the update on the computer.
I'd
might
rather
implode.
just manually do this and then no.
There you go. I got you. And no problem, man. It pops up every now and then for me too. Some crap. It's like Steve's call, ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Steve's call. We don't want that, and it keeps popping up on the computer.
No, I hear you. You deserve to be at peace when you're hosting a radio show, man. I hate when,
That's all right. I'm at peace.
Still, I used to hate when engineers came in and
peace,
stuff.
bruh.
I'm on the air, like have some consideration. So it's good to good you're at peace.
Yeah, I'm at peace. I can juggle pretty good on the radio gimmick.
Good.
I can walk and chew gum.
It's part of the deal.
It is part of the deal. You got to just keep rolling like nothing's going on. Even though all these scantily dressed ladies are dancing right here in the hallway.
Yeah.
We just have to ignore it.
I hear you. I was calling a basketball game. My color person had a really funny Freudian slip. I wanted to crack up laughing, but I had to keep
gotta keep.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'll tell you about it too.
Oh wow. Hey, Lent is going on right now. You want to know a great place for Lent? And I'm not kidding you. You're gonna go, what are you talking about, Corey? The Steak Knife. You're telling me about a great steak restaurant for Lent? Yeah. I counted the menu items at the Steak Knife. It's like 38, 39, 40 menu items. About 32 of the 40 are Lent ready. I mean, outside of the 2 fillets, a 6-ounce and a 9-ounce, the prime ribeye, the prime New York strip, and the veal medallions, everything else is Lent ready. Like the gumbo, like the crab meat au gratin, like the Gulf fish Robert. It's fantastic. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Total maintenance king. TM-JC.com, your cool spot. TM-JC.com, your cool spot.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Real New Orleans conversation.
No place like New Orleans.
Corey Johnson.
Zulu King, y'all. Talking about the Zulu King. Talking about the Zulu King.
Open Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you. And this guy, Buford Jordan, in playing shape, joins us.
Just on the outside.
How you doing, Buford?
I'm doing great, Corey.
A
Thank you,
pleasure
brother.
to see you again,
You
man.
as well, man. And you're looking awesome, bro.
Thank you, man.
Good.
You too. Slim and trim.
Well, just like you, man. You say we've been hitting that gym on a regular basis, and it works.
I've been doing it for about 2 years. You've been doing it since you basically got out of football. So, I mean, besides a little break after football for just a few years, you've been training people and training yourself for what, about 25, 30 years now?
Yes, as a business, we're doing it, and like I said, and just training people, like I said, since camps and all that, playing ball. So, yeah, it's just been one of those things that has been something that I always appreciated to help my game.
Now, how many people do you personally train?
Now nobody. It's like I said.
I mean, you
I
trained
was
my
retired.
former wife for a while.
did. And what I did is I wound up retiring, but I stayed training kids.
Young's Dry Cleaning. You were training Dale's wife.
Yes, dang sure.
So you don't train anyone anymore?
No, what I do is I do kids, and I just do it just to help them.
Just for fun.
Yes, sir.
No cash.
None of that. We just
What stopped you from training?
Well, just I got retired, and I wanted to play a little bit of golf, and
There
all
you go.
that. And I figured I hadn't played enough golf, and then here comes the NFL flag.
Yeah, I want to talk about that with
franchise
you in a
that we
second.
did. But I mean, so that's what I've done, man. I've kept training. I got my little buddies in the neighborhood, that I need to shout out to. Hey, Cobain, Lucas, Landon, Oliver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, give them a shout out.
They get out every Saturday morning. We get out there, and they've had a couple of little buddies, Braden, Mahali, Nick Taya, and all them, them little kids. So Saturday mornings we get out there early in the morning, get some training done.
Where do you guys do this?
In our neighborhood, there's a little park, Seton Park, right behind their house. So
And how old are these kids?
they range from 7 to 11.
And what neighborhood is Seton Park in?
It's Woodlake.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's Kenner?
Yes, right by St. Elizabeth.
All right.
Yeah,
So
that's where it used to
any
be.
kids between like 7 and 11 that want to come train on a Saturday morning, you're there?
Hey, we there, bro.
All
Right now. Hey, once we start this league,
who knows?
I'm saying, hey, we're gonna be doing games on Saturdays, coming April.
Nice.
So yeah, we're doing that just to do it, and they getting with the young people to give them some things to get started early.
Speaking of young people, Mario, my producer, he knows sports backwards and forwards, and the sports eras he lived in, he really knows them. So when I was planning to have you on the program, I was like, I always do research. I was like, I'm not going to do any research with Buford. I'm friends with him for starters.
Oh, for years.
So if I'm wrong about something, he'll correct me. If I
No.
got to ask him a question about his career, I'll ask him. But let's start from the beginning. And this is one of the few questions I'm going to ask you.
Go, man.
Either like Iota or Jana. Jana, where? I know it's a little town you played high school ball. Where were you from?
Iota, Louisiana.
All right, I knew.
No,
it's
yeah,
one-
it was good right there. The crawfish capital down off I-10 when you headed towards Texas, coming from Texas, right there at exit 76. That's Iota exit where
And-
all
and
the
then what-
crawfish and rice.
So you played high school football there. What I'm guessing,
Yes,
running back and linebacker, maybe
Well, linebacker my senior year, but I was a running back in DB.
running back and defensive back,
Yeah,
safety.
and then I played cornerback for 2 years. In my senior year, they moved me to inside linebacker because I was bigger and stronger of the other guys.
And then
So-
you went to Lake Charles and McNeese.
McNeese wound up playing halfback there,
Yep.
leaving there the all-time leading rusher,
Rusher, yep.
state of Louisiana.
Yep.
And all, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, God was good. Has
Now, did
been
you get
good.
an NFL tryout, or you went right to the Breakers? in the
I
USFL?
got drafted by the Breakers right out of college.
And New Orleans Breakers,
New
right?
Orleans
They'd already
Breakers.
moved from Boston.
Boston.
And before they went to what? Portland?
Portland. Yeah,
So-
and then we went to Portland.
All right. So
And
you were with the
Mr. Joe Cannizzaro,
Joe
who
Cannizzaro.
just passed. Hey, I got to give him thanks and praise, because
He owned the team.
Yeah, well, but not only that, people don't realize, hey, the head coach didn't want to draft me. And he said, no, we
Dick
drafted
Curry,
him.
right?
Yeah.
A real
Yeah.
rah-rah guy.
Well, and the thing was, Coach Corey was used to running backs to throw passes to him. Coming out of college,
Yep.
I only caught 12 passes, and hey, ran the ball a lot. But, Mr. Cannizzaro wanted that because he wanted a Louisiana team.
Yeah. They're
He
trying to
wanted a
draft
Louisiana.
local players for the
You
USFL.
got what I'm saying? And he
Yep.
did. So
Now, were you a running back for the Breakers or you played
Yes.
fullback?
I was a running back.
All right. So you weren't blocking for,
No.
don't tell me, Philadelphia, Mississippi, Oklahoma kid for a year.
Yeah.
Damn, what's his name? Don't tell me, Buford.
The guy named Allen had the same name, Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, Marcus Dupree.
See that?
Marcus
Yeah,
Dupree.
Marcus Dupree.
Yeah,
I figured I'd give you a
He was a
clue.
badass, right?
Oh, yeah, he was. Hey, man.
Was he one of the better running backs you've ever seen?
He was, and a great teammate. A lot of people thought, when they saw the way they, tried to, utilize both of us, we'd have a problem. But, hey, we were players, man. We were on the same team trying to accomplish the same goal, which was win.
Now, you played, 1 year with the Breakers and then?
No, 2 years.
Oh, you went to Portland?
Yes, I went to Portland.
Okay.
And then Green Bay Packers wind up drafting me in that supplemental draft. So I wind up going to them and going to training camp and got released.
And you were a running back, halfback.
Well, I was a halfback going there, but they were trying to make me a fullback.
They were trying to move you to fullback.
Right.
Now,
I mean, they
what did
weren't
you weigh
trying.
back then?
I was like 220, 225.
That's light
always,
for a
230.
fullback. That's light
Yeah.
for a fullback.
Well, you know,
heavy for, not heavy, but big for a running back.
right. But the running backs, most of the halfbacks, most of them was 205.
Yeah, 205, 210
So
back
when
then.
I went
Yep.
in that situation, just like I did
Natural.
with the Saints.
Yep.
Yeah, I was the bigger over 225.
Yeah, I remember the
so-
big shoulder pads. So
Yes,
what,
sir.
then Jim Moore and the Saints brought you in after Green Bay released you?
Right. Green Bay released me, and that's when Jim Moore, I signed with the Saints as a free agent. Other teams, but the whole thing that got me to, and they accepted me too, was the thing that one of the teams wanted me. That they, I had a chance with new coaches coming in, new system, and I knew the Saints that went through the year before. So I figured my opportunity as a free agent to make this ball club
Yep.
was
But
better.
as a fullback.
No, as a halfback, I
Well,
was coming.
what-
Well, what I'm saying, I came
But
in
then Reuben Mays and
I
Dalton
know they
Hilliard.
drafted all them.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I was going to say the rest of the story. So, hey, then I sit in here, I'm up here and not saying nothing bad. We sitting there with 8 guys, and I had more yards rushing in my college career than all 8 guys in here.
I know.
And I can remember Coach Jim Skipper, and they saying it in a good way, came to me and he said, Buford, he said, I know you're a good back. I know you got this. He said, but the only way you're going to make this team is if you play fullback. I said, okay.
Give me the bigger
Hey,
pads.
bro.
Let's go.
All right, but I told him, at least he told me what I needed to do to make that team.
Yep.
And that's what I did.
You're not the first player that Dalton Hilliard moved to fullback or another position. When he went to LSU.
Hey, and it was, I love blocking for that brother because he made me look good
Hell
as a
yeah.
fullback.
Dalton
Better
Hilliard,
than I was, probably.
Dalton Hilliard and Gary James from the West Bank went to LSU as
Yeah.
freshmen,
Right.
and Gene Lang was the starting running back at LSU. They moved him to wide receiver
Yes, sir.
because Dalton and Gary James
No, I
were just
got
so
you.
damn good.
Yeah, really.
So I get that.
Right.
Dalton
And then
Hilliard
you
was
had-
special.
And then you had Reuben Mays.
Reuben Mays was incredible.
Yeah, Barry
What-
Word in that
Barry Word
backfield,
from
Gil
Virginia.
Finnerty.
Well,
I'm just saying, no, I'm
he
just-
was all right from
But he,
Jesuit.
but
yeah.
still, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wind,
yeah,
Gil
no.
wind up being,
I like Sammy Martin better from
I
De La
got you.
Salle. He
I
was
got you.
fast as
Yeah,
could be.
yeah.
But boy, the trio you mentioned, Barry Word from UVA, Dalton and Gary and Reuben Mays from Washington.
Washington
Yeah,
State.
they were just, that was
Great
that's a
guys, man.
Great drafting by
Hey.
Jim Finks in the early
Yeah.
days.
So, that even made that adjustment playing fullback
Yeah.
better. You make a play or they help set it up. And, bruh, to say that you played fullback and help all them guys into the Pro Bowl.
Yep. No, exactly.
No, I'm not saying.
No,
being a part
exactly.
Of
That's
them
when the
doing it,
when the
it's
running
like
back
you
sang.
made it.
No, when the running backs are like, hey, the righteous ones, they're like, I want to thank my offensive line and my fullback and my tight end.
Right.
Wouldn't be here without them, no doubt.
Yeah. So
Hey, what was it? Right in that studio over there, you were on with Larry Matson, the old bar scene, and you said something, and Jim Mora called into the show, right?
yeah.
What happened?
Excuse
You said something about the Saints, and he didn't agree with what you were saying.
Right.
Something, huh?
But if you remember, that was Alexander Laurent.
Oh, it was Alexander Laurent
Yeah, we
hosting the
were.
show at the
That's
time?
right. We were doing
I remember
that.
Alexander Laurent worked with
And,
old Ed Daniels
yeah.
at Channel 26 for a while.
Yeah, he called me in saying about I didn't know what I was talking about. and
Yep.
all of that. And I just played 7 years for you.
Yeah.
you know,
yeah,
you
yeah,
would get on.
Yeah.
You know, it was, but hey, he was going through a rough time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, he was a
and I
little
just hey, it
irritated.
was all part of the thing.
Yep.
Hey, he made our little show a little more famous at that time.
No,
too.
exactly. That show blew up. I'm still remembering it. You know, I remember Larry Matson used to host, but
Yeah.
where's Alexander Laurent now?
I have no idea, brother.
He
You know,
just disappeared off the map.
yeah, he did. He was doing that. I'd heard he was doing some car sales and stuff.
There you go.
I'd heard something with
Locally or
that.
somewhere
Yeah,
else?
some with that.
Yep.
So yeah, man, that's hey, you're going way back.
No, we're going like 30 years back. Buford.
Yeah, that's
Going
it. That's how
30 years
fast
back.
time goes. Bro.
Yeah. So those were some pretty salty Saints teams from how long were you there with the Saints?
7 years.
So what, till like 91, 92?
Yes, 92 was my
That's
last
perfect
year.
because that was when it kind of ended. From
Yeah.
like 86 to 92,
Yeah.
they were dominant.
Well, and then what happened was free agency.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
And
you remember that
Jim
88.
Jim Finks wasn't built for Plan B. You remember
Yeah.
the punt returner? Who was the badass punt returner and kickoff returner that they lost in Plan B, the pre-free agency thing?
Was it Mel Gray?
Mel Gray.
Yeah.
They lost Mel Gray
Yeah.
to quote pre-free agency Plan B.
Right.
But then, you know, Ricky Jackson, Morton Anderson, Sam
Right.
Mills. Finks was old school.
Yeah.
He wasn't, that free agency was not for him.
Right.
But boy, those teams were incredibly dominant.
They
If-
were.
if-
I'm gonna
if the
tell you what, some
Niners-
incredible players.
If
They
the
were
Niners
team
weren't in your
players.
division, y'all would have won some playoff games and gone to a Super Bowl, I think. I mean, I remember
We
the
still-
Saints won 12 games twice and you didn't win the damn division. How often does that happen?
Now, hey, not too often at that time.
No.
Like you said at that time. But you know, hey, that was a good thing though. I mean, it was a tough division with them for us every year. Tough division games. So, you know, but like you said, hey, out of them 7, we made 3 playoff appearances. You know what I'm saying?
Four. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, 4 of them. That's right. And
And I mean, you spent a lot of time on the field because even though Carl Smith caught a lot of crap for his offense, the time of possession, you guys dominated. Some games it'd be like 45, 46, 47 minutes.
right.
Offense on the
When-
field.
When we had that ball running.
Yep.
That's what I said. And when
Morton
you have
Anderson and
yeah.
let the Dome Patrol and the Wilkes and Warren, Poe and Watlett and Waymer, those guys shut it down.
Yeah, man. That was some good time.
Yep, a lot of 1, 2, 3 and outs with that team. Buford Jordan's with us live in studio. Corey Johnson with you all the way till 6. Don't go anywhere. Coming right back. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers, uses only the highest quality materials and products.
Because I'm the Fence Man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
Hey, it's getting warm out there, hitting 80 every single day for like the next week and a half. If your air conditioning's not working right in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, just think Total Maintenance. They got you covered. You need air conditioning or even heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. Buford Jordan's with us. He's cranking up a flag football league, pro flag football. We'll tell you about that in a second, but still talking about Buford and his career. Buford, during the break, we were talking about Vaughn Johnson and USFL. I mean, a lot of players come out of the USFL. You came out of the USL. Jim Mora coached the Stars in Philly and Baltimore before that. I think he went to all three championship games, won a couple, at least one.
Yes.
So he knew the league. He pulls you from the Breakers. He pulls indirectly Green Bay.
I got you.
And then Vaughn Johnson out of Jacksonville. I mean, I remember there were just so many great players. So Reggie White was with Memphis. Bobby Hebert was with Michigan and Oakland. I think Steve Young was with Oakland.
Yeah. And then think about that.
Bunch of players.
Well, you're saying that. Think about what we had. We had Bobby, myself. Hey, we had Pat Stanton. You know what I'm saying? We had Herbert Harris.
Mel Gray.
Then you had Sam Mills, Vaughn Johnson.
Sam Mills played with
Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson was a badass defensive back.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, hey, we had a couple more. Jerry Raymond, who played with us with the Breakers, even Greg Storr. Greg Storr played at Boston College, and he was with the Breakers. Then he came with us with the Saints.
Yep. The USFL was
about
legit.
13 with that team that year. We had about 15 guys from the USFL that was new.
See, this isn't going to go over well right now because people are going to think I'm talking about 2026. But Donald Trump screwed up the USFL when he wanted to be an NFL owner, and he thought he could make the New Jersey Generals so good that he could just merge in with the NFL.
Yeah.
And that's when he screwed up the pay structure. And he brought in, I remember Maurice
Herschel
Carthen to block for Herschel Walker and Doug Flutie, and paid him too much money.
Yes.
And then wanted to move to the fall to compete against the NFL. And that ended up being the demise of the USFL, basically. I remember it broke Dave Dixon's heart, though.
Well,
He started it.
Well, it really did, because at the time, hey, that league was only supposed to make like 30 to 50,000.
And it was working.
It was. And then he comes in, and that was Herschel Walker, won his first Heisman Trophy. Now, as a junior.
And he left early.
But look, as a junior, because you remember the NFL wasn't taking kids before their senior year.
That's right.
Until they changed the rule.
Yep.
And he took him and paid that money, which was way above what everybody was supposed to get. and then everybody started competing.
That was Marcus Dupree too. And he played like a year at Oklahoma, maybe
If that.
like 1 year.
Yeah.
And left, and then he's playing at 20
Yeah.
years old.
And look at Steve Young. Hey, LA Rams trying to compete gave him a $40 million 40-year deal.
What was it? Was it the Oakland Invaders or
Yeah,
it
was the Los Angeles Express.
The Los Angeles Express, exactly.
Because Bobby was
was Michigan Panthers, Oakland Invaders.
That's
no,
right.
it was the LA Express, and it was a 40-year, $40 million deal. I think he got paid after the USFL folded. I think he was still making money. It's unbelievable.
Well, it was, and that's what we said. So, and yeah, because once they all started, then they started getting out the range. Everybody started trying to compete and doing that. And the NFL started raising their salaries. Now, it did make the NFL raise up the salaries because of that, And
I'm trying to think who Barry Bonds' teammate was in Pittsburgh that's with the Mets. Who was with the Mets? Mario, who's the guy with the Mets that still gets paid every year? Bobby Bonilla?
Yeah, Bonilla, yeah.
Bonilla still gets paid?
Yeah.
He's Latino, and he said Bonilla. Unbelievable. Where you from, Kenner? Metairie?
I did radio back.
That double L is a Y sound, Mario. Wow. Mario is bilingual, can speak Spanish. He says Bonilla. Wow. Yeah, it's Bobby Bonilla.
It's the whole holiday. They call it Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yeah. He still gets paid a few mil like every year forever.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
No, it's crazy.
Hey,
it's crazy.
Indeed,
all right, Buford. So you played until 92, and what? You were about 30, 31 at
29,
that time?
going on 30.
And what happened? Knee or what?
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I had 9 years of professional ball.
Which is a lot of football.
Right, and at running back and playing, especially fullback, because you go through
It's
some
a pound.
injuries. Oh, it's a pound.
It's a pound.
And then they were looking for younger guys. You got to realize I wound up playing this with no ACL. I played my 9-year pro career without an ACL.
Wow.
And I just got this knee replaced 2 years ago. But, that's the thing. So when you got to 30, they wasn't willing to take a chance.
No, of course.
Anymore on that. With
Did
that.
you go to another team after the Saints?
No.
You knew to call it a day.
Well, because I'd already did with all the free agency. I
Yep.
went to Chicago. I went to visit, to San Francisco, the Steelers, did all that, but the knee wouldn't allow me.
No, I got
them
you.
to take the chance.
Yeah, no.
So
exactly.
it was one of those. But hey, I was blessed to get to where I got to.
Now, what was your 40 time back then?
4.52.
Yeah, 4.52.
At 225.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So hey, I wasn't that fast, but if I got ahead of you, it was a little run to catch me. Unless you was Darryl Green.
Darryl Green was the fastest man in the NFL for 20
That's
years.
what I'm saying.
He was
Him
like
or Dion,
38
maybe.
years old. He was
what I'm
flying.
saying?
Randy Moss.
Yeah, all of them guys, man. So
now you were the leading rusher at McNeese. You played 4 years there.
Right.
Then a couple of years of USFL, 7 with the Saints.
Right.
And then you retire at 29 or 30. Were you thinking I might go into coaching? What were you going to do at that point?
Well, hey, man, you know what? When you first do it, you're still training, hoping somebody call you, because of the season going and all and stuff. And that's what I did. I did a few coaching, jobs in between gigs and stuff. And, the coaching is really about training and stuff. So, then that's when I wind up just getting into personal training.
Yeah, you did that for like about 25 straight years, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know a lot of people. I already mentioned my former wife. Dale from Young's Dry Cleaning right here.
Yeah.
Young's.
Yeah, Kara.
His wife.
That's right, Kara.
Yeah, they've been part of the show since you were playing.
Oh, I hear
Just
you.
when you retired. Like
Right.
you were done by 90, 92, you said?
Yeah.
Young's got on board around 97 on this
Amen.
program.
Go ahead. Huh?
Like 30 years with these guys.
Amen.
With Dale and Don.
Oh, I know they've been there.
More Dale than Don.
Yeah, I hear you.
You hear me, Don?
No, they're good family.
No, they are.
Hey,
Both
you
of
know,
them are
like
good.
I
I gotta
said,
tease Don.
in the training, I did her, but I also got to train Noah, their son, who was a cricket, lacrosse player.
Yep.
You know, we got to do that and work with him, and
with Brother
you know,
Martin.
with the training, sure did.
Yep.
So it was more than just her; it was the family, and then Dale came out there a few times when we were doing stuff with
A
her.
few.
So, yeah, he did a few times. He was working, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Dale's
He-
running a
hey,
business.
He was. That's right.
He's still
So
running it.
when that's right.
I saw him over there the other day at his office. Every time we're talking, there are people coming in and out. asking questions. So
Yeah.
he's solving problems.
That's it.
You know,
That's
they
good
treat you
thing.
right at Young's. There's
Yeah,
no
they
doubt
do.
about it. I've been
Yeah.
going to them for 30 plus years. My mom probably for like the last 50.
Amen.
So what's this new professional flag football league you're involved in?
Well, it's a youth flag football for kids. You know what it is? It's an NFL flag. You know, one of the
NFL
flag.
is sponsoring it,
Right.
essentially.
All the commercials that you see with the games and all that. What are you chasing? That's the league that we're our franchise is associated with. So what it is we, went through the process, applied for it, and was awarded the franchise here in Kenner. And at Buddy Lawson is where we're going to be doing it, which is in Rivertown. By all the,
by Ground Patty and all
yep.
that stuff over there.
And all the, Jen Deuces used to be there, but
Yep.
moved away.
Yep.
So we were able to, obtain that and been out here marketing it, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to get the word out. We're up almost to 50 kids that we're 50. And we really just been able to start putting it on the air because you guys have been generous, as well as Richie, Richie Mills.
Yeah, over
and,
Channel 26.
Yeah, Ken Trahan and
Yep.
even Mike DeTillier. Those guys have helped us to spread the word. So that's helping it move. We're looking to get 200 kids.
Wow.
I know that seemed like a lot, but when you put up an age group from age 4 to 17, breaking it 4 and 5, we have 7 age divisions.
So you're going to have about 7 different age groups.
Age groups with 5 kids per team, with 3 teams per division.
So wait, it's 5 on 5?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be 4 on 4 for the ages 14 to 15. Then it's going to be 5 on 5 from 15 to 17, 14 to 17.
And these play offense and defense?
Yes, sir.
So there's no backup players?
No.
Wow.
Well, with the young ones, we're going to have 1. So because people are always, the biggest problem is kids never play.
Yep.
Oh, why my child didn't play? This way, they all get to play. And at the older level, hey, they're going to want to be playing the whole game anyway.
And what will be the competition? Statewide, regional, nationwide?
Well, what happened is we're going to have our own league. We're going to be practicing twice a week, and we'll play games on Saturday. And because of our thing, one team will play 2 games on one weekend, then another team will do it, and then it all rotates for the 8 weeks.
How many teams will be in like Metro New Orleans or in Louisiana?
Well, with ours, that's what I said. They got there's 2 other leagues that's active in the New Orleans area, that we'll be able to have tournaments with. But we're going to have our own league that we're competing for and do tournaments, and our kids have chances to compete in tournaments to go to the NFL Pro Bowl where they do the championship there.
Nice.
As well as the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Get to go to the Hall of Fame
in August
flag game in August.
Wow.
They get
That's
that
brilliant.
opportunity.
That's
so,
brilliant. So twice.
Yeah.
Late summer and then in
Yeah.
January.
Yeah, so that's an opportunity. And you know what? The NFL is trying to reach that, out with these programs to get kids out. And, this is one of the ways to do it.
How can some parents out there listening and watching the program, hey, I want to get my kid involved in Buford's Flag Football League?
2380EFL.com, NFLflag.com, City of Kenner at Kenner, the .la.us, as another place. So you got those 3 places, everything, sponsors and everything, contact us, especially on our website.
Nice. And what's that website again?
2380EFL.com.
23 is your number. What's the 80?
Flip Johnson that played with the Buffalo Bills.
Nice. I figured the 23 was you.
Yes. So we put that together, and that's the team.
We're coming right back. More with Buford Jordan.
Word is one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
At Lamarck Lincoln, ownership isn't complicated. It's effortless. With a one-on-one brand specialist every step of the way, we strive to ensure every guest experience is nothing less than elevated. You'll understand why it's more than ownership. It's membership. Visit Lamarck Lincoln at Williams and I-10 in Kenner. Give us a call at 504-238-4800. That's 504-238-4800. Or visit us online at lamarcklincoln.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole-Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Prepared with experience, depth, knowledge, and a history in the game. Corey Johnson.
Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48.
I am the smartest man alive!
Looking for something tonight for dinner? How about Katie's in Mid-City? With this weather, how about outdoor dining at the patio, on the patio at Katie's in Mid-City? It's Lent. They must have 15 different Lent-ready seafood items, entrees on the menu. Right. And then up on the board, they've always got some specials. Tonight is steak night, by the way. And you can get that filet or the ribeye with shrimp. But if you're observing Lent, they'll have steak night with some great steak fish like tuna or something. Scott Craig will take care of you tonight at Katie's. Ready for Lent. It's wide open Wednesday. Buford Jordan's with us live in studio. Buford, tell us that website again for parents out there. That first, the age groups for the flag football, right, and the website where folks can find out more.
His age is 4 to 17.
4 years old.
Yes,
that's unbelievable.
It is, but the thing is, what the thing is, I've done with train these camps and all kind of things, and even when I was training kids, right. Their little brother or sister, they out there training their little brother or sister, 3-4-year-old. All of a sudden, they come out there and start doing a drill as good as the kids.
Now, can the 4-year-old throw the ball?
Well, we're gonna see.
It's gonna be a little more Nebraska.
That's all right, as long as they can pitch it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's gonna be just as good. And then we're gonna come up with some little plays for them. Hey, the biggest thing is gonna be getting them out there and letting them have fun.
Yep.
And our main thing is going to be working with their footwork, which is for any athlete. That's why we say any sport. We're going to be doing agility drills, speed work, all those type things. And like you said, we don't have to worry about tackling. We don't have to worry about, teaching how to block, how to push off press coverage and all that. So it's going to be a lot of things. Flag football going to be the thing, but it's going to be working on a lot of athletic skills.
Yeah, nice. 4 to 17 years old.
Yes, sir.
And what's the website again?
The website is 2380EFL.
EFL.com. What's EFL stand for?
Elite Flag League.
Nice.
Yeah, we came up with that league.
So your number 2380EFL.com.
Right. And my partner, my teammate Flip Johnson, 80. As I said, we're doing that, and we both are really just giving some things back to the young people.
Now you must have some older folks like parents helping out with what you got, 7 different teams?
Yeah, we got all that. We got even former players. Tyrone Hughes is going to come and be one of the members of the coaching staff to help us with this. Brad Ellerman, Corey Dowden, New Orleans local, as well. And I've got college buddies, Cedric Patan. He's going to be out there helping. So, and we spreading the word to a lot of other guys, and some guys going to come in times like Maurice Hurst.
Nice.
So it's just spreading the word to all those guys that are wanting to help it out. Jack Holmes, I've spread the word with him.
And
he's already coaching.
When will practice be for the
thing is right now with the way we're going and we have the stuff, we're looking to start the first day of camp is the 28th.
Of March. Wow. So in like 4 weeks, 3.5
4 weeks of that. So we still got that. But as we've been doing it, the enrollment and the more we getting the word out is do that. Now we got,
and then you got it's 7 different teams. So it's going to be 7 different times, I guess.
Right.
Or 2 times. They can one side of the field for one and one side of the field for the other, something like that.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have 4 fields set up. Because remember, it's only 20 by 50 yards.
Right.
So we're going to have 4 different fields. We're going to have one for
so
the
it's
older.
20 wide by 50 long?
Yes.
Even for 16 and 17?
No, we're going to have them 30 by 70.
Gotcha.
Just because they're going to be more competitive. Right.
Yeah.
Because with
bigger,
that,
faster.
Yeah, and what we're hoping to do is use that to utilize and expose them to colleges with their athletic ability.
And make them better high school players.
Exactly. And that's why we're saying whatever sport. And we're hoping to use that with all of our social media things to promote them to college so they see their athletic ability, overall and stuff with that. So we're hoping to do that.
2380EFL.com. And these practices and the games are going to be in Rivertown and Kenner?
Yes. And yes, they're going to be that. And we practicing 2 nights a week. And when we say it, people think, oh, they're going to be there. Hey, look, these practices are going to be less than 45 minutes. They don't require no pads. Or nothing like that. So
no, parents can stay. They don't have to drop the kids off. They can stay.
That's what we want them to.
Minutes,
we want to encourage that because biggest thing is parents want kids to do things. This is an opportunity to see your kid do something and watch them develop.
Yeah.
And not only that, if they're having problems with us, you can take them home and do it as homework for them.
Yep.
So we want parent involvement. If someone, a coach, volunteer coach, we got the training tools for that with our website. Hey, officiate, athletic trainer, broadcast. We're talking about boys and girls like you're doing. With our YouTube stuff, we hope to start training young broadcasters.
Nice.
From high school, college, whatever, YouTubers. Hey, we got the social media.
Complete
we're looking
package.
For all of that. And we're looking for everything, male and female, volunteers. Hey, people got sponsors, ways they can help us sponsor.
It's co-ed?
It's co-ed. No, it's going to be girls playing their own.
Girls
and
boys
playing their
boys.
own.
Gotcha.
They're own going to have their own.
So girls league and boys league.
And with this, from this league alone, girls are getting college scholarships from this NFL flag program. So we're hoping that we get some and help them get some scholarships from it and do it like that.
When will the games be played?
The games are going to start April 11th on Saturdays. Because with the number,
it'll be like 7 boys games and 7 girls
games. That's right.
Wow.
And we're going to have 4 of them running at a time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like we said, we're gonna have that. We're hoping to have things. We're inviting dance groups, little dance groups that their little ladies come out to perform at a halftime for our games. If people want to go, they'll go. Yeah, and the girls or boys want to do cheerleading. You know what I'm saying? As they do, we hoping to do that. All kind of things. So,
2380EFL.com
right.
is the best way to check it out.
Any way they want to help, just go there and do it. Sponsorship, like we said, volunteer, all those things.
A pleasure, Buford.
Thank you, Corey. We appreciate
62, 63, man. You're slim and trim. It's ridiculous, man.
Man, them young kids, hey, that's why I'm trying to get everybody out. Them young people keep you like this because you got to keep up with them.
You're right. You want to be like Buford? Get on that website, 2380EFL.com. Buford, again, thank you so much for coming in studio.
Thank you, Corey, brother. I appreciate it. Love you, man.
Yeah, you're right. Stick around. 5 o'clock power hours next. A lot more coming your way on this Wide Open Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you till 6 p.m. Don't go anywhere.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. Because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and
you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. The 5 o'clock power hour is upon us on a wide open Wednesday. Yeah, it's wide open. There he is, Mr. Drew Brees, letting us know what city we're broadcasting from on this wide open Wednesday. Hey, the phone lines are open at 766-9480. 766-9480. You can be checking us out via radio, television, social media. It doesn't matter. We don't screen calls and we don't cut you off. We do it a little differently than the other guys down the dial. 766-9480. Boy, the state, the Senate race, not the state Senate race, the Louisiana Senate race for D.C., State Treasurer John State Treasurer John Fleming accuses Governor Jeff Landry of interference in the Louisiana Senate race. This thing's getting very interesting all of a sudden. You know, you have Bill Cassidy, the incumbent. Julia Letlow gets endorsed by President Donald Trump before she's even in the race. And then she gets in the race and was leading polls by a large margin. Then the Pelican Institute came out with a poll and she's like in third. All of a sudden, Cassidy's number 1. Fleming comes out of nowhere at number 2. I have no idea where this race is going. It's chaotic, but now it's getting a little crazy. State Treasurer John Fleming accuses Governor Jeff Landry of interference in this Louisiana Senate race. Now, if you remember, Jeff Landry appointed Ralph Abraham to head up Louisiana's CDC, the Center for Disease Control, and I was very critical of it because Ralph Abraham is simply a yes man to Jeff Landry. That's it. He's a vet. He's not a doctor. Now, I'm not saying a vet isn't a doctor. A vet most definitely is a doctor and deserves to be called doctor. Dr. Emily, my vet at Maple Street Animal Clinic, Uptown, is as good as it gets. Her dad, Dr. Gene Zeller, was the best vet ever. Dr. Emily's cut out of the same cloth. She's the best vet around. Dr. Hill over there, as good as it gets. They are doctors, no doubt. But when it's the Center for Disease Control, you want a medical doctor, not a veterinarian. And I think Dr. Emily, Dr. Hill, Dr. Zeller, they all would agree with me on this. So Governor Jeff Landry, he likes yes men. All these boards he controls. He has the legislature reconfigure the boards, less members and more appointees by Jeff Landry. He even appoints the head of the boards, where normally the board itself will vote for the commissioner, the person that's going to head up the board. So Jeff Landry, like him or not, you've got to admit he's a control freak. And if you like him, you're fine with it. I don't mind him making the decisions. But what's going to happen down the road, there's going to be someone who's like a liberal Democrat who maybe you don't like at all. And he's going to be controlling these boards because Jeff Landry set it up that way. So, often people don't mind when this is going on. Don't mind if it's against the law or unethical or unconstitutional or whatever. But when their opponent or their adversary or someone against their ideology gets in there, they're pooping in their depends. That's why you've got to keep it fair, objective. I mean, these governors in Louisiana have a lot of power historically. They sort of control a lot of the boards already. I mean, the LSU Board of Supervisors is a joke. I'm the perfect person to be on the LSU Board of Supervisors. I went to LSU. I'm passionate about the school. I'm knowledgeable about it. I have ethics, integrity, and morals. And the last three things, that's why I'm not on the LSU Board of Supervisors. They don't want me. They want a yes man. They want someone they can control. And a lot of the time that's been the case. But there have been people in the past that were on that board that were definitely not yes men. Today's board, a bunch of yes men. Almost every board in the state are yes men and women to Jeff Landry, the governor. That's how he's set it up. He is a control freak, if you like him or not. So with that said, he appoints Dr. Ralph Abraham as the head of the state CDC, and he's not qualified for the job. He's a vet, not a medical doctor. It's a friggin' joke. Then you have State Treasurer John Fleming in this race for U.S. Senate against Letlow, against Bill Cassidy, the incumbent. And Jeff Landry, supposedly, or Dr. Ralph Abraham, is stepping down from the CDC job. He reportedly, this is what John Fleming's claiming, went to John Fleming and said, get out of the Senate race. So we green light Letlow to beat Bill Cassidy, and you don't interfere, and you can have the CDC job. And John Fleming's like, I don't want the CDC job. I want to stay in this race. So he tells Abraham no. Abraham drops out of running the CDC and now is running Letlow's campaign. If you can keep up with all this, it's kind of mind-blowing. State Treasurer John Fleming is accusing Jeff Landry of interfering in the Louisiana Senate race. His former CDC director, Dr. Ralph Abraham, who wasn't qualified for the job, he's a vet, not a medical doctor, but he's a yes man, and Landry likes that. According to Fleming, Abraham approaches him and says, I'm stepping down, running the CDC. You can have the job if you get out of the Senate race. And Fleming says, no, I'm not doing that. Abraham ends up stepping down anyway from the CDC. Jeff Landry appoints another yes man. And now Abraham is running Letlow, Julia Letlow's campaign, who was endorsed by Donald Trump before she even got in the race. Now, here's what's something that's true about John Fleming. It's just a fact. John Fleming sort of has his own ethical problem. And I don't know if this is going to come to light or not, but Letlow or Landry or whoever is against Fleming should bring this up. John Fleming hired Jeff Crouer to work for him, like as his media director. And he gets paid by taxpayer money. He's part of John Fleming's state treasurer's office. He has a position in state government getting paid by taxpayers. The problem is Jeff Crouer on a little AM station in town hosts a conservative morning show and has for years. I used to work at the station, essentially used to work for Jeff. He ran the station. But Jeff didn't like when I would say like wacky right wing or all this stuff. I could care less what Jeff's show was doing. He could bash me by name on his show and I could care less. I never bashed Jeff on my show when he was on the station, but the ideology of wacky right wingers, just like I bashed the loony left woke, it rubbed Jeff Crouer the wrong way. And Jeff's a little thin skinned and didn't like it. So Jeff hosts a conservative show, and it's wacky right wing. It's hardcore right. He works for John Fleming. He does not get paid by the radio station. His salary is a taxpayer finance salary from the state treasurer, John Fleming. And Jeff Crouer on his show gets Fleming on all the time and promotes Fleming and bashes Bill Cassidy, and I'm sure he's bashing Julia Letlow now. So for Jeff Crouer, it is an insane conflict of interest as a talk radio host, as bad as it gets, But for John Fleming, hiring a talk radio host and going on his show all the time and having the show host bash his opponents and he's getting paid by John Fleming, by state taxpayers, by the state treasurer's department. I think there's a conflict for John Fleming in this race. It's crazy. Now, Jeff Crouere is not alone in this. I've mentioned this before. Gerard Stevens works for Sheriff Susan Hudson. Gerard Stevens has no law enforcement, any kind of experience in his life. Blank resume on that. But he is a hyper-left woke show host. He would get Junket Cantrell on and praise her the whole time. It was friggin' embarrassing, like no honor or pride, just selling out. And then he would get Susan Hudson on and praise her and bash her opponents in that sheriff's race. Now, John Fleming, if he wins the Senate race or not, he'll continue to be state treasurer. So I guess Jeff Crouere will continue to get paid by the state, by taxpayers. Gerard Stevens, not as fortunate. Come May, Sheriff Susan Hudson is out in New Orleans, and Michelle Woodfork takes over. And I can promise you, Michelle Woodfork is not going to retain Gerard Stevens. So you have not one, but two AM radio talk show hosts. One is extreme right, one is extreme left, and they both get paid by taxpayers. It is a total conflict of interest for those talk show hosts, but it is a major conflict of interest for State Treasurer John Fleming and for Sheriff Susan Hudson, where these hosts praise them and bash their opponents, praise their thoughts and bash anyone who's against what they're thinking. No, it's a major problem. So this Louisiana Senate race for Bill Cassidy's seat, maybe Cassidy wins again. Maybe Julia Letlow, who is endorsed by Donald Trump, wins. Maybe State Treasurer John Fleming wins, but it's an ugly race right now. Letlow has a lot of baggage with stock trades, making a lot of money. I mean, Cassidy looks like the cleanest guy right now. Bill Cassidy, the incumbent. We'll see how this goes. We'll keep you up to date on this. Hey, if you need a fence or an automatic gate for your home business, any property, you got to see the Fence Man. For all your backyard residential or commercial fencing needs, automatic gate needs, you got to see the Fence Man. Over 20 years of fence and gate building experience. Jimmy will do you right. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com. You need a fence? TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-JC.com, your cool spots.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. New Orleans talk giant Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
I'll have the entire city of New Orleans in the palm of my hand.
Every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Hey, every day this program on radio, television, and social media brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford over in Elmwood for over 80 years. If you need a commercial truck, van, or SUV, it's a no-brainer. You go to Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway in Elmwood right before the S-curve. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Hey, if you're checking us out on television on Cox Channel 4 or Spectrum Channel 333, we roll from 4 to 5:30 weekdays. You don't get the full 2 hours of the program. You get the first 90 minutes. Starting on Monday, you'll get the full 2 hours on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333, 4 to 6 o'clock on television. Not just the first 90 minutes, the whole 2 hours of the talk radio program. Yeah, you right. And of course, on social media still. We're on X from 4 to 6, on Twitter, 4 to 6 live every weekday afternoon. We're on Twitter right now live on your phone. We're on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. After the fact at 6 o'clock, you can check out the program if you missed something like Buford Jordan joining us live in studio in the 4 o'clock hour. You can check that out at 6 o'clock on YouTube, on X, or on Spotify via the podcast. Lots of ways to check us out. Plus lots of little social media clips, little, I don't know, anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 or 3 minutes. You get those kind of after the fact on X, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, and on Instagram. Check us out. Follow us. Look for it. I posted something today. I went and picked up lunch at Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. And as I was walking over there, I just pulled out my phone and shot some video. I was like, you love Middle Eastern food like me? Syrian, Lebanese food? Lebanon's Cafe, one of the best places to go. I was there Sunday with my mom and my brother and my sister. We're there like 3 Sundays a month. Now, I love Lebanon's. I talk the talk and I walk the walk. I'm probably at Lebanon's 6 times a month. Priced right, authentic, big portions, fresh as can be, healthy for you. Tough to beat Lebanon's Cafe. Outdoor dining in this weather, go there tonight. They're open till 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe, so damn good. It's a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Another water main break. This is going to continue to happen when you have pipes that are 50, 80, 100 years old. This one in Central City, Jackson Avenue at Magnolia, not too far from the break on Claiborne in Louisiana. Like Jackson Avenue and Magnolia is about 8 blocks away from the break on Claiborne in Louisiana. So not too far away, less than a mile for sure. Little over a half mile away, I would guess. Jackson Avenue at Magnolia in Central City, another water main break, street flooded, sewage and water board crews responding. This is something that It's kind of unacceptable, but accidents happen. An oil spill near Port Fourchon, which is not good because there's so many barrier islands near Port Fourchon, like Grand Isle right next door, and all these other islands that are uninhabited, no road, just boat access only, that are, pelican roosting grounds and things like that. Barrier islands hit. The Audubon Institute was having like a turtle release. They rehab these turtles. They get a bunch of baby turtles. They release them. They did not do it because the officials say, I don't know if it's the Coast Guard. I don't know if it's the oil company where the spill took place. They say 12,600 gallons. 12,600 gallons. A barrel of oil is 42 gallons. So that's 300 barrels of oil. Think about a big old barrel of oil, like a big garbage can full of thick, nasty crude. Not gas, that'd be bad too, but thick tar-like crude, and dumping 300 of those barrels in the Gulf of Mexico. 300 of those barrels. That's what they're saying. 12,600 gallons, which I did the math. That comes out to 300 barrels of oil. I guess 12,600 gallons sounded better than 300 barrels of oil. I mean, 300 barrels, that's like, how many barrels of oil could you fit on a flatbed of an 18-wheeler? Maybe like 4 or 5 across by 20 deep. So I don't know, 80 or 100. So it'd be like 3 or 4 flatbed 18-wheelers with barrels of oil on them, dumping that into the Gulf of Mexico. So just two things. One, when they say it's 12,600 gallons, I would guess it's more. And it could be a lot more, like double, triple, quadruple, who knows? But I think 12,600 gallons is the minimum that was spilled. And then when they say we've cleaned up most of it, I don't necessarily know if that's entirely true or not. And I mean, if the industry wants to, gosh, Corey, that's irresponsible for you to say that. No, it's not at all. It's history, experience, lies from the past. I'm not saying that they're lying out there this time. I'm just saying that going by the information we have, 12,600 gallons or 300 barrels of oil spilled, I would guess it's more than that. And then they say we've cleaned up most of it. I would say maybe they haven't. That's all I'm saying. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're wrong. If they're right, that might be more shocking than if they're wrong. So I'm expecting it's more than 300 barrels of oil, and I'm expecting a lot of it's still there. I'm expecting barrier islands getting fouled up by it, and I'm expecting wildlife to be killed by it. Dolphins, fish kills, pelicans, turtles, you name it. Is this the BP oil disaster? No, not at all. Some of these oil companies would go, Corey, there's more oil than this being spilled in the Gulf from leaking wells every day, all the time, and that's probably true. Sad and pathetic, but probably true. There's so many leaking wells around southeast Louisiana, it's obnoxious. It's obnoxious. And no real sense of urgency from the state or the feds to stay on top of this. So anyway, it's kind of what we deal with. We're in South Louisiana. We're a huge oil and gas producer, coupled with the fact we're dysfunctional. We're dysfunctional. So, we're the home of the BP oil disaster. A car plows into Dorignac's grocery store on Vets. They've reopened. I'm just guessing, Mario Brothers. I mean, I don't mean to be a jerk, but I'm guessing it was somebody older, like someone geriatric that hit the accelerator instead of the brake.
Yeah.
We've seen this before.
Yeah, you've researched this. I haven't, I don't think, but I'd heard it was like a medical thing. Like the guy maybe had a heart attack.
There you go. Something like that.
While he was
Exactly.
driving.
Hits the gas instead of that makes sense.
Yeah.
Medical, elderly, someone like that just hitting the accelerator instead of the brake.
Yeah.
Or having a heart attack and foot just hitting the accelerator and going into the damn Dorignacs. It went into that area that it used to be. They had a deli, like where they actually serve food over there. I think it's just like a little sitting, resting area. They might even serve some things there, but no one was in there, thank God, and no one got hurt. I don't think the driver of the vehicle did either. Dorignax just has a wall busted in by a vehicle, and you probably have a JP there overnight until they get it all repaired.
Thank God it wasn't worse.
No, exactly. Could have run through the store and taken out like people. Yeah. No, and or people assuming it's some terrorist attack or something like that. Speaking of, the war in Iran continues. My place of choice is usually channel 51 on Cox. That's News Nation. They seem to do the best job. I mean, on Fox, it's all pro-Trump. On CNN, it's a lot of bashing Trump. But News Nation seems to be the fairest. Now, you might go, boy, Corey's more liberal than he is conservative. You may think I'm more conservative than I am liberal. If you ask me between, like, well, I don't even know what MSNBC is called. MSNBC, whatever the new name is, they're like the opposite of Fox. I think those two are the most egregious. Fox, I don't go to Fox for any news at all. I rarely watch Fox at all because I don't find the show hosts entertaining. I mean, that Waters guy's like some frat boys, like the weakest person in the history of media. And he gets huge numbers, Now, I don't really watch the Gutfeld show. I guess that's on at like 10 o'clock. But that the girl who is like, I guess, I wouldn't say she's liberal, but she's definitely not conservative. I watched some short clips on social media of her, you know, kind of saying the opposite of the weak Waters guy and Gutfeld. And they're always just raising their voice, especially Gutfeld, and just yelling at her. But I think she does a pretty good job. And then I like Scott Jennings, who's a conservative voice on CNN, because it's usually like 3 or 4 liberals. It's the opposite of the Gutfeld show. It's like 3 or 4 liberals kind of teaming up on Scott Jennings. So the girl by herself on Gutfeld, Scott Jennings by himself, I don't know if I'm like big fans of them, but I respect them and like them when they go up against the opposition. So that CNN show with Scott Jennings, I don't watch much of that, but I'll watch the social media clips. And, you know, I can't watch that because I don't want to watch the 3 or 4 liberal people get their time, and then Scott Jennings gets 1/4, you know, it's split between them all. And I don't watch Gutfeld and Waters show at 10 because it's them babbling on, and then the kind of not conservative girl, gets just 20% of the time. But on social media, I can get the back and forth between one conservative and one liberal on that Fox Gutfeld show that's at like 10 at night, and the CNN show with Scott Jennings that's on maybe 8 or 9 at night. But anyway, I only catch that on social media. I mostly watch 51, News Nation, Cuomo, the guy after Cuomo, who, and I say this with all respect, he's autistic. You'd never know by watching the show, but the reason I know is because he's talked about it. They've actually had a special about him and his dad, so proud of him, what he's overcome. A lot of autism is antisocial. He has no problem socializing with guests. So that's what I watch for most of my news at night, you know, when it's outside of CBS, ABC, NBC, which I don't watch 5:30. It's 5:30 right now. I'm on the air. So I watch 51, News Nation, and I find them to be the most fair and objective, kind of the most, not biased, not leaning left or not leaning right. Corey Johnson with you till 6.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Boy, I will tell you a great place for Lent tonight. The Steak Knife in Lakeview. I know you're going, the Steak Knife, Corey, for Lent? It's a great steak restaurant. It is a great steak restaurant. When I go to the Steak Knife, I get that prime New York strip. It's fantastic. Bobby knows what he's doing. The Roth family, they've been at it since 1971. For a lot of folks, they think the Steak Knife, it's like a little local neighborhood restaurant, and it is. It's full of Lakeview people. My sister lives like a few blocks away. Her and her husband are in there all the time. They're like royalty in there. So are a lot of other Lakeview folks. But they're folks that come from Metairie, from Kenner, from the West Bank, even the North Shore, to go to the Steak Knife in Lakeview on Harrison Avenue since 1971, in between Canal Boulevard and City Park. Now, I counted the menu items from the 9 appetizers, 2 soups, 5 salads, 6 entrees, 4 steaks, and 13 sides. It's about 40 items on the Steak Knife menu. About 32 or 33 of the 40 are Lent ready, including 8 of the 9 appetizers, like the crab meat au gratin or the shrimp remoulade, which is fantastic, or the flash fried oysters, the smoked salmon, the catfish des almonds, local wild-caught catfish seasoned in corn flour. Crispy. 8 out of 9 appetizers, Lent ready. Usually both soups are Lent ready. There's a soup of the day, and the seafood gumbo is most definitely Lent ready. All 5 salads, some with jumbo lump crab meat, avocado, just fantastic, all Lent ready. The 6 entrees, 5 of the 6 entrees, the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat, the shrimp bordelaise, the fried jumbo Gulf shrimp, the crab meat au gratin entree, the fish of the day, which is usually speckled trout, puppy drum, or tuna, something fresh from the Gulf. 5 of the 6 entrees, everything but the veal medallions are Lent ready. Now, obviously, the the petite filet, the big filet, the prime ribeye, the prime New York strip, they're not Lent ready, the steaks. But all 13 sides are. Baked potato, potato au gratin, steak fries, potato of the day, fried onion rings, fettuccine Alfredo, sauteed mushrooms, sauteed garlic spinach, cream spinach, steamed broccoli, broccoli au gratin, grilled asparagus, vegetable of the day. About 31, 32, 33 out of 40 menu items are Lent ready at the steak knife. I mean, starting off with some onion rings, maybe the crab meat au gratin appetizer, a cup of seafood gumbo, and the Gulf fish Robert with the jumbo lump crab meat. That's just an incredible dinner. Tonight, during Lent, the steak knife in Lakeview. Yeah, the steak knife in Lakeview. Very Lent ready. What, 32 out of 40 items? That's what, about 80% of the menu is Lent ready? Like 80%? The steak knife tonight for dinner in Lakeview. They're open Tuesday through Saturday night. You'll love it. It's fantastic. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. State Treasurer John Fleming accusing Jeff Landry of interfering in the Louisiana Senate race. John Fleming says Dr. Ralph Abraham, who is a vet, not a medical doctor, not qualified to run the CDC, but Jeff Landry doesn't care about that. He just cares that Ralph Abraham is a yes man that will pucker up and kiss the governor's rear end. So he gets the CDC job. Then Ralph Abraham decides he's not going to run the CDC anymore. He goes to John Fleming, according to State Treasurer John Fleming, and says, you can have the CDC job if you drop out of the Senate race. And Fleming says, no, thank you. Jeff Landry is endorsing Julia Letlow, who Donald Trump endorsed before she even got in the race. She wasn't in the race, and Donald Trump endorses her in that race. This is Bill Cassidy's seat. And Bill Cassidy looks like the best choice right now. Trump endorses Julia Letlow. Jeff Landry endorses Julia Letlow. State Treasurer John Fleming in this race claims that Dr. Ralph Abraham, a vet who was unqualified to be CDC director before he stepped down from the CDC, said, hey, John Fleming, if you drop out of the Senate race, you can have the CDC job. Fleming says, thank you, but no, I'm staying in the Senate race. Now, Abraham does resign from his CDC post, and he's running Julia Letlow's campaign. It's mind-blowing to me. I mean, he's a vet. He's not qualified to run the CDC, and he's not qualified to run Julia Letlow's campaign, apparently. But John Fleming isn't totally clean on this. John Fleming, about a year and a half ago, hired Jeff Crouere. Jeff Crouere is a local AM conservative talk show host. He's been doing it for years. Hardcore, wacky right host. Extreme right wing. And he wasn't getting paid by the radio station. The radio station was letting him go. His show doesn't have advertisers. It doesn't generate money. He was not going to be on radio anymore. John Fleming offered him a job, a state job, being like media director for the state treasurer, some BS made-up job that Jeff Crouere accepts. And then the radio station's like, we don't have to pay you and you'll stay on the radio? Fine. We don't have to pay you. You can keep doing your radio show. So Jeff Crouere basically goes on radio and pushes John Fleming's agenda as state treasurer, and now pushes John Fleming's agenda running for Senate for Bill Cassidy's seat. And he bashes Julia Letlow and Bill Cassidy. And he's been doing this for a while. So John Fleming knows Jeff Crouere hosts every weekday morning in New Orleans a 3-hour conservative-based show. And John Fleming knows because he goes on the show with Jeff and gets his rear end kissed by Jeff. So Jeff Crouere, obviously, is a talk radio host in my business, a conflict of interest beyond belief. Getting paid by the state treasurer, getting paid by Louisiana taxpayer money, and then kissing the state treasurer's rear end and bashing his opponents. I mean, unethical, immoral, whatever. So John Fleming's probably going to have to answer to that by Letlow or Cassidy or somebody soon enough. Now, I sit here and bring this up. I also want you to know there's another AM talk show host, Gerard Stevens, who wasn't generating money for the station. The station was letting him go. No advertisers, no money coming in. You're done. Then Susan Hudson, the sheriff, who Gerard Stevens, even before he got paid by Hudson, and I'm getting to that, would be kissing her rear end. His show is loony left, hyper woke. He'd get Junket Cantrell on and kiss her rear end. It was embarrassing. The interviews were a joke. I mean, just no honor, no integrity, just selling out like Crouer's done. So Gerard Stevens now has a full-time taxpayer finance job in the sheriff's department under Susan Hudson and has no law enforcement experience on his resume at all. It's a joke. It's a made-up job. And Susan Hudson brought him in because she was running for sheriff to get reelected. And Gerard Stevens would have her on all the time and praise her, have Junket Cantrell on, praise her. Now, the only difference between the two, State Treasurer John Fleming will remain State Treasurer even if he loses the Senate race, which he probably will lose it. So Jeff Crouer will continue to have a job, taxpayer finance job, and will continue to kiss John Fleming's rear end on the air. Gerard Stevens not as fortunate. Susan Hudson lost the sheriff's race. She'll be done in May. Michelle Woodfork, the old NOPD interim chief, will be sheriff. She won the election. So Gerard Stevens will not be retained by Michelle Woodfork and will have to go find another job that, brings in a paycheck. No, just from a talk radio standpoint, this right-wing guy and left-wing guy, just no ethics, integrity, or morals, just selling out this profession. I don't give a crap. I'm not like, I take that personally. That's their problem. That's their problem. That's their listening audience's problem. That they have to deal with knowing that the show that they may listen to, the host is severely compromised. No, it's pathetic. But John Fleming has a little issue that I'm assuming Julia Letlow and Bill Cassidy are going to bring up, that he's hired a conservative talk radio host in New Orleans that constantly goes to bat for John Fleming and bashes his opponents. So I think there's an unethical, immoral, low standard on John Fleming's part for hiring Jeff Crouer, just like Susan Hudson hiring Gerard Stevens. Just pathetic. Pathetic. By the way, John Fleming or Jeff Crouer or Gerard Stevens or Susan Hudson, anyone's welcome to join this program. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. You can call in anytime and talk. I won't cut you off. I'll be civil. I'll tell the truth. But I doubt any of them are going to call the program. I've tried to get John Fleming on the show. Not a lot of success. Julia Letlow, not a lot of success. Blake Miguez, not a lot of success. Even Bill Cassidy, not a lot of success. It's like Junket Cantrell. It's pretty simple. I've been doing this like 30 years. They look at this and go, like for Junket Cantrell, she thinks I'm conservative. He's not liberal. He's not woke. He's not on my side. And all these others I mentioned think I'm liberal. He's, not conservative. He's not on my side. So they look at this and go, what's the benefit for me to go on Corey Johnson's show? And if they were smart, they'd come on because I'm going to be fair and objective. I'm going to ask questions that voters would ask. And maybe that's what they're scared of also. Because I'm not out to rip anyone. And I'm not out to kiss anyone's rear end. And there's no amount of money anyone can pay me to do that. No, it's called ethics, integrity, morals. I was raised right by a good mom and dad and 4 older brothers and sisters that would not tolerate anything less. So it's pretty simple for me. And yeah, those folks aren't going to have anything, don't have anything to do with this program. I get it. I get it. That's their loss because I wouldn't bash them and I wouldn't praise them. I'd treat them fairly. The questions people want to ask. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning, a New Orleans institution for 86 years. Simple. Tired of your dry cleaner? Want to experience the best in New Orleans, the metro area? Young'sDryCleaning.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Yeah, you right. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Yesterday, a car plowed into Dorignac's grocery on Vets. They're reopened. It apparently, reportedly, someone with a health issue, I guess, hit the gas, by mistake, out of control, heart attack maybe. But the store is reopened. I don't know. As an American, you got to keep up on the war in Iran, huh? I'm not saying sit there and watch hours and hours, but I'll go home tonight and watch a little bit. Probably News Nation. That's channel 51 if you're a Cox subscriber. I think they're of the late night, talk show host type of political news shows. News Nation is clearly the most objective. Clearly. Now, I mentioned earlier, I watched little social media clips of like Scott Jennings on that CNN show with the 3 or 4 liberals usually. And I'll watch a little of the woman, I forget her name, on that Gutfeld show at like 10 at night. I'll watch a few little clips on social media of that because it's one-on-one. It's a liberal versus a conservative. But I don't watch CNN in that program because I don't want to have to go through the 4 liberals to wait for what Scott Jennings has to say. And I definitely don't watch Gutfeld and Fox because I don't want to have to go through the 3 or 4 conservatives to see what the woman has to say to get the opposing view. I remember old Hannity and Combs like 20-something years ago, liberal and conservative. Why doesn't that kind of show exist on any of these media outlets? News Nation would probably be the only one that could pull it off. Because on CNN, it's like 4 liberals against 1 conservative. On Fox, it's like 4 conservatives against 1 liberal. It's pretty lame. And that's like 1 show each that has that. It's like 1 show each on Fox and CNN that has that. But News Nation could pull off like a Hannity and Combs to show a conservative and liberal type of show. I do that about once a month right here. It's called Hillier and Hennigan. Right-leaning Quinn Hillier, a staunch conservative, and left-leaning Ellis Hennigan, a liberal his entire life. I get those guys on. They diametrically are opposed on 90% of their ideology. But they're civil, they're smart, they never raise their voice, they disagree, but they counter it with points that are usually fact-based. I always learn something with those guys. Yeah, I do get why. The audience that watches Fox, the audience that watches CNN or MSNBC, they don't want this yin-yang. They don't want left and right. They just want all left if you're liberal or all right if you're conservative. These people go to places where they're appeased, where they're placated, where what they want to believe or hope is true, they'll find it on those outlets. And that's why I watch News Nation, because I think they're the most fair and honest of those prime time, late night, talk show host generated programs. Hey, Rouse's Markets, on your way home right now, there's like 75 Rouses now, over 75 Rouses. If you go to rouses.com, I'm going to do it right now because I know they've got prime New York strips on sale, and I want to get the price right. Let's see. No, that was a specific Rouses. I need just the general website. That brought me to the Clearview Rouses. Rouses.com. No, they have the specials, the weekly ads right at the top of the page. And right now, they've got New York strips, prime New York strips. Prime New York strips. Let's see. $12.99 a pound, $12.88. USDA prime New York strips. Cut and wrapped free by our butchers. Yeah, I always tip my butcher at Rouse's a few bucks when he does that. $12.88 a pound, less than $13 a pound for prime USDA New York strips at Rouse's. That's insane. That's as low as it gets. $12.88 a pound, not for choice, for USDA prime New York strips at each and every Rouse's location. Go pick up a few. You can serve the whole family. And a pound steak for $13. I mean, I used to knock out a whole pound of steak, but I probably eat like 8 or 10 ounces of that. For like $20, $30, you can serve like a family of 5, 6, 7 people. USDA prime New York strips. Check out those newspaper ad specials, rouses.com. Rouses.com. No, you're heading home right now from work. You'll probably pass 2, 3, maybe 4 Rouse's Markets on the way home. From my house, there are 4 Rouse's within 10 minutes of my house. 4 of them. One, the closest one, about 6 minutes away. The other 3 are less than 10 minutes away. 4 Rouse's within 10 minutes of my house. Pretty impressive. Rouse's Markets taste like home. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. A water main break in Central City, less than a mile from the break on Claiborne in Louisiana. This one, Jackson Avenue at Magnolia. That's just a few blocks in from Claiborne. So maybe 8 blocks from the break from last week. Oil spill near Port Fourchon near Grand Isle. They say 12,600 gallons. That's 300 barrels of oil. A barrel of oil is 42 gallons. 12,600 gallons is 300 barrels of oil. Basically like 3 or 4 18-wheeler flatbeds with barrels of oil strapped along the entire flatbed of the truck. Like 3 or 4 18-wheelers with barrels of oil all dumped into the Gulf, right near Port Fourchon, right near Grand Isle, right near a bunch of other barrier islands. The Audubon Institute was having a turtle release, and they canceled it because of the oil. No, it's going to affect wildlife, dolphins, pelicans, turtles, fish. And I would guess when they say 12,600 gallons or 300 barrels, it's more than that. That would be my guess, that it's more than that. And it could be much more than that. And when they say they've scooped up most of the oil, they've, retained most of the oil, got booms out and crews out there scooping it up, I would say, no, they haven't gotten most of it yet. That's just my guesstimation off of experience and past history of spills in South Louisiana. Simple as that. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Hey, starting Monday, if you're watching on Cox Channel 4 or Spectrum Channel 333, we go from 4 to 5:30 on television. We'll be going till 6 o'clock. You'll get the full 2 hours on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. And Blue Boy's excited about that. What, buddy? 2 hours of television instead of 90 minutes, the whole show? Yeah, I like that too. 2 hours on radio every day. 2 hours on X, on Twitter, yep. And 2 hours on YouTube. Plus, right now, 6 o'clock, you can check out the podcast on Spotify. Or check out the program on X, Twitter, or YouTube. Plus, short clips on TikTok, Instagram, and
You're
Facebook.
On the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.